same things, same words, nothing would happen. You'd get very used to it. But because all these varieties of things go on, and you can never tell how people are going to behave or what's going to happen, it's going to cause shifts inside of you because you're not prepared. It catches you by surprise. Then you have a choice. Either you say, oh my God, this caught me by surprise. What did I do wrong? I should have planned better so that I couldn't get caught by surprise, so that this didn't disturb me. Or you sit there and say, good. Life unfolded. It caught me by surprise. Now I have to work on myself so that I'm able to grow enough to where if these situations take place, I'm okay. I'm at peace. I'm able to experience life as it is, not as I defined it to be. Again, how do you work on yourself in this, what we call the pathless path, in the path in which life itself is your path? It is your guru, it is your teacher. All the circumstances of life are attempting to free you, to liberate you. All right, how do you do this? First of all, I want to make sure you understand this is not about stepping aside from life. This is about embracing life. Big difference in it. It's not about going off the Himalayas and hanging out in the cave. It is about literally opening up enough to where you can fully be present in the current moment and embracing it completely and giving everything you have to it to raise it. Just the highest life you can live is that every moment that passed in front of you is better off because it did. Every moment, because it passed in front of you, you interacted with a way that when it went on its way, it was higher than before it passed before you. That's St. Francis' prayer, isn't it? Make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there's sickness, let me bring health. Where there's sadness, let me bring joy. Not let me take from the moment. When you're not okay inside, you're taking. You're taking. When you're okay inside, you're giving to the moment. You're raising the moment. Not according to what you think should be happening. In accordance to what you're hearing the moment bring to you. It talks to you. That's not mystical. If there are storm clouds up ahead and you see sheets of rain in a distance, life is telling you it is probably going to rain where you are. That's literally, Christ says, let those who have eyes to see, let them see, let those who have ears to hear, let them hear. In other words, come on, get out of your head and pay attention to what's going on in front of you. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. We'll tell you everything you need. We'll give you an idea where it's going, give you an idea where it's coming from.
All right, Bronco, let's see what we can do, man. I just finished some cardio, y'all, so excuse my, I'm not sweating because of the game.
How many of you have conversations with somebody and then when the conversation's over, you walk away?
Not sweating because of the game, man.
I should have said, oh, if I had said this. Oh my God, he probably said it's so stupid. I should call him. No, don't call me, you're a little stupid. What is that? You're missing the next moment because you're being neurotic about the last one. So you can't possibly be doing the best you can. Do you understand that? Because there's literally a moment unfolding in front of you while you're doing that. You're obviously missing that moment, aren't you? Because you're caught in the last one. You should have the ability to have a conversation, be present in the conversation, absolutely do the best that you can in that conversation to raise it. And if it's business, you can raise it for, to do the best in business. If it's relation, raise it best for love. Let me saying you're not interacting with it in harmony with its purpose. But basically, when it's over, I'm telling you, it's over. All that stuff you do of causing yourself a hard time and building all that junk inside, that's not helping. It doesn't help one iota. It just makes you more neurotic. So basically, you let go, then you come present the next moment. You just live the harmony of the moment. You give yourself to it. That is what Lao Tzu meant by the Tao. And if you ever studied the Tao, he called it the way. The way of life. The way of that is all of Zen. That's all of everything. It's all of martial arts. It's all of sports. Why do you think they teach football players or those who meditate? It's because this state of openness, this state of harmony with what's going on, will give you that edge instead of being caught around. So life is beautiful. I'm going to tell you. Except that you make it not be beautiful because you've made up how you want it. Your house is beautiful. You're the one who makes it not beautiful because it's not big enough. you interact with a sense of respect, with a sense of honor, with a sense of being. It was amazing. Do that. But somehow just by doing that, what unfolds is way higher than anything you could ever do. And you say, why? Why? Look at what life grows by herself. Look at a tree. Take a seed, a little acorn, and then look at another tree. How did that happen? Because you didn't do it. I planted it. It's like, what is it that can take a seed and grow into a tree? That can take a fertilized egg and grow into a baby? But you're not doing that. Sorry, you didn't do that. It did it by itself, didn't it? Life did it. Life did it. The exact life that you're interacting with and fighting with is the exact life that has the power to do all that. And why would it surprise you that if you came in harmony with that life and did your part of assisting and participating and giving, that great things will not happen? Because I don't know anything greater. I've seen so much in my life. I've never seen anything greater than a microscopic cell has a chemical structure inside of it called DNA. Where did it come from? Okay, mention who found it. Because it was there before they found it. Where did that come from? That it has all the coding and intelligence to create your entire body. Liver, eyeballs, nose, kidney. OMG, give me a break. And you want to ask me that if you just let life unfold on its own and serve it, why would any good thing happen? You had your head in the sand somewheres. It's pretty amazing what life has done, isn't it? And what life does. But you won't let her unfold. You think you know what it's supposed to be doing every moment. You're a little smart, right? So if you're harmonizing and participating, give yourself to the point. How do you do that? I don't need any time for that. I don't give techniques. There's so many techniques that should make you run around and meditating right, which one should, right? Author The Untethered Soul. Welcome you to these sessions. We're going to be doing.
A gain of 15, and the Texans first down. The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
And go to a particular place. It's the fact that you take care of the kids. It's the fact that you contribute to the community. Whatever it is that you're doing that's being asked of you, that is put before you, is your work. So the whole attitude about work needs to go through a reset. Once you go through that reset and you understand there's not something wrong with my work, there's something wrong with me. It's just like a relationship. You get into a relationship because you want something from somebody. That I'm not okay, and somehow magically this other person's can make me okay. You get into a relationship because you're filled with love, you're filled with joy, you're filled with excitement, and you'd like to share it. Work is exactly the same. You go to work because you want to express yourself. You go to work for the same reason that an artist paints in her spare time in the woods when nobody would ever see the painting. I have something within me that wants to express itself, and work is the manifestation of that expression. And someday you're going to find out that it doesn't make any difference what you're doing. It is the expression and the act of doing it that brings about joy, that brings about fulfillment. Work is not a place that you go to get something so you can be fulfilled. Work is a place that you go that in sharing and giving, you achieve a state of fulfillment. It is an end within itself. And if you work on yourself, you will find that work is your spiritual growth. Going to work is about the holiest thing you can ever do. The problem is, that's not where we're at. So the problem is not the work. The problem is how we're viewing things. So how does one go about changing their view? You understand that you have to start from where you are. And where you are is what we said before. I'm not okay. And one of the things I'm trying to do to be okay is earn enough money or get enough stature or enough power or enough respect. And I do that through my work to try and be okay. You have to instead, at the core of spirituality, is to ask, why am I not okay? It's not because of work that I'm not okay. I'm not okay, that's why I went to work. That's why I was doing my job. But basically what you're going to see is you're not okay because your thoughts are not okay. You're not okay because inside your mind, you're constantly telling yourself that things are not okay. That there's problems, that things happened in the past that you didn't like. There's an entire mental dialogue going on inside that you're listening to at all times, that if you put it outside and looked at it, you'd say, no wonder I'm not okay. How could I be okay with that going on? And then what you're trying to do is go to work and have it somehow distract you, have it somehow engage you to where you're not listening to all these problems you've created inside. So work is a place that you go to get rid of your problem, not to solve it. So you start to understand, I need to get rid of me. I don't need to get things for me. I'm causing myself a problem. So once you have that attitude, and that goes for everything, for your relationships, for work, for every moment of your life, if you're a wise being, you're not trying to get for yourself. You're trying to get rid of yourself. You're trying to let go of this lower aspect of your being, your personal self, that thinks the whole world is about you, but it isn't. So work is a place you go to cleanse. Work is a place you go to let go of this problem that you've developed inside yourself. Well, meditation, you do it one way. Relationship, you do it another way. And work, you do it by giving. You give of yourself. But what if I don't like what I'm doing? Good. That's very good. I'm glad. Now learn to give and let go of the part of you that doesn't like what you're doing. What if I feel that it's not spiritual and fulfilling? Then there's something wrong with you, because everything is spiritual and everything is fulfilling, period. You can sweep a floor and literally be in ecstasy as you sweep the floor and see that you're cleansing something to make it so other people can have a more beautiful experience. In fact, that's what you should be feeling with everything you do. If you are not feeling that, which is an honest statement, I wish I could be there, but I'm not, that's what people say, then you work on yourself. You do the work that's necessary to get there. And your place of employment, your place of work, is an excellent place to do that. So the first thing you do to try and achieve these states, to set the foundation for what I call spiritual work, which is all work, is when you pull up in the parking lot, you don't get out of your car till you get your head straight. Every single time you stop and you realize, I am not going here to get something. I am going here to give of myself, and in the process, let go of the part of me that is causing trouble throughout my entire life. Let go of the part of me that's not letting me give of myself, that's so judgmental and so conditional that everything has to be exactly the way I think it needs to be for me to get turned on. I don't want everything to have to be the way I want to get turned on. I want to get turned on by everything. So my work is to let go of myself. So first you center in your heart and you remember, this is not about getting something for myself. It is about giving of myself and letting go of the part of me that's not letting me do that. Then you go into the workplace, and one thing I used to do, because what's going to happen is you can maintain, at least get your center for a moment, but you'll go in there and you're going to find that work hits your stuff. Other people are getting jobs you wish you had. People are saying things to you, criticizing that you don't want to listen to. Things aren't exactly the way you want. It's going to happen every moment, all the time, throughout your workday. Good. You need to embrace that. You need to understand that that's the nectar of life, that you have this problem inside, and while you have the problem, things are going to hit it. And so every time it hits it, it gives you an opportunity to let it go. The problem is, you have to be centered. You have to maintain the state of mindfulness to remember that that's what's going on. Otherwise, when something happens that disturbs you inside, you're going to try and protect yourself. You're going to try and uproot you. You're going to try to find a new job. You're going to go through everything that buys into that I got disturbed and I shouldn't have. The answer is, if you have things inside of you that can get disturbed, then you should get disturbed, because it stirs it up and gives you an opportunity to let it go. So I used to say, if you don't show up for work, you can't do the work. Well, you're in work. If you don't show up and be there, you can't do that work. So you need to find a way to be conscious enough, centered enough, every moment of the day that you remember, I am here to let go of myself. And I am here to serve what is put before me, and I'm here to let go of the part of me that won't let me do that. So I used to, for example, every time I would walk through a doorway, every time I'd open up a door, just through the day, I'd open many doors, I would stop for a second, just a second, doesn't take time. And I would remember, I am sitting here on a planet, spinning around the middle of absolutely nowhere, an empty space, walking through a door. I would bring myself back to the present moment and embrace the entire universal aspect of what's happening. And I am here to serve. And if the phone would ring, or CEO of the company, millions of phone calls, all right, all big, I wouldn't pick up the phone not a single time in all those 20-odd years. I would not pick up the phone without stopping and remembering I'm sitting on the top of planet Earth about to pick up a phone and talk to somebody. It becomes comical to think it's a problem to handle a phone call. Bring yourself back to center, and you remember the purpose of this phone call is to see if I can serve, is to see if I can lift the energy that has presented itself to me. And if any part of me gets upset, if any part of me gets scared, if any part of me gets desirous, I'm letting it go. I'm staying here, I'm relaxing through it so that I can serve the moments before me. That is the proper way to go to work. If you learn to go to work that way and you do it every single day, regardless, you're going to find that work is more spiritual than meditation. You meditate so that you learn to stay present even though your mind is giving you trouble. Once you learn to stay present, it is the everyday moment of your life, of which work is half your life, that presents you the opportunity to let go of yourself.
Welcome to the Michael Singer Podcast. Michael Singer is the author of two widely influential New York Times bestsellers, The Untethered Soul and The Surrender Experiment, both considered modern classics on the spiritual journey. Michael Singer lives and teaches at the Temple of the Universe, the yoga and meditation center he founded in 1975 near Gainesville, Florida. Produced in partnership with Shanti Publications. The Michael Singer Podcast brings you select recordings from Michael Singer's teachings at the Temple of the Universe. This episode is on your highest intention, self-realization. Sounds True would also like you to know about an extraordinary 8-part video course we've created with Michael Singer. It's called Living from a Place of Surrender, The Untethered Soul in Action, an online course many people report to be utterly life-changing. You can find out more at michaelsingerpodcast.com. That's michaelsingerpodcast.com. And you can save 15% of any Michael Singer program available through Sounds True when you use the code SINGER15 at checkout. Again, that's SINGER15. And now, your highest intention, self-realization with Michael Singer.
Chakras. It's almost as though every word in a language has many different levels. And some of them are very, very spiritual. The levels, not the words, the levels. It's like love. Somebody once said, love can be the greatest trap or the greatest liberator. When love is an attempt to satisfy need, lacking, it is a trap. When love is something you find within yourself that makes you whole and complete, and is not contingent or dependent on anything or anyone, then it is liberating. We are the same word, one is a human concept, and the other is spiritual. Everything's that way. We're going to take a word, the word intent. Take a young lady out, your father might say, young man, what are your intentions? That's one use of the word intent. But we're going to use the Buddhist meaning of the word intent, which is very, very deep. Perhaps it's the deepest thing we can talk about. People worry about what clothes they wear. People worry about what food they eat. People worry about renouncing and not renouncing, and family life versus monastic life, and all these different things confuse people around the spiritual path. All that matters when it's said and done is intent. You live inside. You have will. You will use your will all the time. You use your will all the time. Everything is an act of will. Your body would just sit here. You move it. You move the arms. You move the mouth. You move the vocal cords. You move the feet. That is an act of will. You have intention when you do these things. Will and intention go hand in hand. The intention is behind the will. The will is the force that carries out the intention. People don't know they have will. They know they have, there are different forces in this world. Wind, electromagnetism, gravity. They understand these forces. They can use petroleum or gas and stuff to run engines, and then it creates activity, it creates action. Will is the force that you have inside that you use all the time. The trouble is, it's so easy to use that you don't know you're doing it. It doesn't take anything for you to use your will. When you are speaking, like I'm speaking now, there is so much going on. It's unbelievable, physiologically and mentally. Thoughts are forming, vocal cords are moving, everything is happening. It doesn't happen by accident. It happens because you will it to. If I decide suddenly to stop talking, it stops. If I decide to continue, it continues. Right? It does whatever I will it to do. All right? That is true. Your arm sits. Right? A force at rest will stay at rest unless a force causes it to change. Right? Well, my arm is at rest. What caused it to come up? No. I don't understand how we missed this. All right? It didn't do it by itself. The arm did not decide. The nerves did not decide. The muscles did not decide. And all of a sudden do what they need to do in order to lift in the air, did they? I decided. And they used an act of will, the force of will, to cause that to take place. How do you assert your will? Do you have to type it into a keyboard or use a mouse and click on icons to tell it what you want it to do? No. All you have to do is intend it, and it takes place. Pretty? That's how deep intention is. Intention is behind will. All right? Period. So when you intend something, it takes place inside. Your will is strong enough to do anything within yourself. I'm not saying your will can move mountains. For you, within yourself, and that's what I want to talk about. For you, within yourself, that means your body, your mind, and your emotions. That which is emanating from your heart, that which is emanating thoughts from your mind, and all activities of your body. They're within the domain of your will. You are in complete, utter control of those functions, even the metabolic ones. I can't do it, you can't do it. The great yogis can do it, all right? There are great yogis. Doesn't mean they're great, meaning you like, but they have these powers, right? Be careful. Don't be following everybody because they can do this, all right? They literally, they bury themselves, or somebody bury them, and they stay buried for days with no air, no food, no anything. And scientists have hooked up probes, different monitors, and they let that happen. And the yogis got buried, and the monitors showed that the metabolic processes went way below anything that basal metabolism says. They had to redefine the term basal metabolism. Neither yogis could do this. It went that far below what they said would keep you alive. So you have this ability. Pastor, you're going to when I first came to America. He'd wake people up. He'd stand on a stage like Carnegie Hall. He used to teach at Carnegie Hall in the late 20s. Right? He'd stand on the stage with a turban on his head. All right? And he'd stand there and he'd call two doctors up. Any doctors in the audience? Yes, come on up here. Take my pulse. We'll take the pulse, we'll take the pulse. Right? Get the pulse. Great. Pulse will be the same. Both wrists. He says, now, both of you together take the pulse. Totally different. He could change his pulse rate at will from one arm to the other. Not at the same time. Right? The doctor measured at the same time. It's just, you have amazing abilities. We don't hone them, we don't build them, and you don't need to. But just understand that in here, you are in control. Gandhi had phenomenal control of his body. He changed the world by doing what he did. He let them beat him, crack his head, and this, that, and put him in jail, and didn't eat and fasted. He had the ability to transcend the physiological stuff. So you in there, you have tremendous will. Some people say to me, oh my God, I don't have strong will. That's not true. You haven't exercised it. You haven't built your abilities to utilize your will. Everyone has total will over everything going on inside. Over your thoughts, over your emotions, and over all physiological things within yourself. That is the nature of the indwelling soul. It is omnipotent in relationship to itself. To understand that. Okay? I'm not telling you to develop these powers. They're called cities, or these developed cities. Right? There's no reason to do that. But I am telling you that if you are living within yourself, and your mind is driving you crazy, and your emotions are causing you trouble, and your body is not healthy because of the food you eat, or because of this, that, and the other thing, right? You are not subject to that. It is absurd to allow that to take place. Sit there and say, I'm smoking, and I know I shouldn't be smoking. I'm getting sick. I'm starting to get cancer type stuff, but I can't stop. That's absurd. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry to tell you. That's the truth. That's like saying, nothing wrong with you. My arm is here, and once in a while it picks itself up. There's nothing I can do about it. It's not true. All right? It's just simply not true. So what do you mean you can't stop smoking? You understand attention right here, okay? I feel the urge to smoke. Of course you do. You're a smoker. You have a habit. It's called a habit. So you have both a physiological and a psychological habit that when you get uncomfortable, your mind starts bothering you to get a cigarette. Doesn't it? Or a drink. I don't care what it is. It's bothering you. It keeps talking about it, and it keeps saying it's okay. You can get it. Just one doesn't hurt you. And it does that. Yes or no? Right? That's what it means to have patterns, neurological pathways that you carve in your neurons, right? You have pathways that are going to start generating thoughts like this. And you have physiological urges because they stick all that nicotine in there, and it's addictive physiologically, all right? And so there's this discomfort. And therefore the discomfort physiologically and psychologically urges you to do something about it. And therefore, you go and you do these things. Do you have to? Of course not. Of course you don't have to. That's ridiculous. If you went there and tried to grab the cigarette, and all of a sudden somebody said to you, not only does that one have the Surgeon General's poison skull and crossbone on it, right? But that one's laced with arsenic. You put it down. I'm just trying to get this straight. You're going to put that thing down. You say, I want another one, right? You had the ability to put that down. There is no way you are telling me, and I won't believe you if you say it because I know it's not true, that you do not have the ability to not take that cigarette out that says arsenic laced, put it in your mouth and light it and say, I knew I shouldn't, but I just couldn't help myself. You can help yourself. You can help yourself if you intend to. If your intention is, I don't want to smoke that, you are not going to smoke that. If your intention is, I wish I didn't want to smoke it because I know it's not good for me, but I really want to smoke it, you will smoke it. I told you the story when I was doing prison work. We were talking like this to the men, and we were talking about it, and I told them that you could do whatever you wanted. They disagreed. So we're not the strongest willed people out here. We've kind of shown that, right? And so being men that were locked up in the maximum security prison, they were for life. And so I'm going to play the game with them. But it's very important. I tell the story all the time because it really shows it. Maybe 20 men, sitting there. And I said, what if whatever you thought was the most beautiful woman in the world walked in this room and began disrobing? Walked across the front of the room and then put her clothes back on and walked out. I said, could you not look? I'm telling you, every one of them did this. No, McJagger, I went through it. No, I know you want me to say yes because you're talking about will, but I've been in it for life and maybe the last chance I ever get to see such beauty and blah, blah, blah. You know, we're men, right? Certain things men gotta do, right? And they just were there. They said, no. I said, you sure? You sure? You couldn't not look? And I said, I said, okay. Right here in front of me, $1 million cash, pardon from the governor, the keys to your Ferrari out in front, and the keys to your house in Maui and your private plane is taking you there. Could you not look? Oh my God, you should have seen that room. I ain't looking, there's nothing. Right or wrong, right? All of a sudden, the intention changed. But you told me you didn't have the ability to not look. I was wrong. For that, I ain't looking. That's a very deep teaching. Does that tell you how all of a sudden you changed what you were able to do? Well, you didn't change what you were able to do. You changed your intention. You were always able to do it, otherwise you wouldn't be able to do it. All right, well, I'll take the same example. There's barbells over there, weightlifting, 6,000 pounds. Pick it up. Can't. I know I can't. $1 million, pardon? Yes, pick it up. I can't. That means you can't. I don't care what I offer you. I have nothing to do with your intention. You ain't picking up 6,000 pounds over your head. Nobody can do that. I don't know what number I should have picked, right? But this thing about not looking, this thing about not smoking, this thing about not drinking, this thing about not losing your temper, this thing about anything you want to say that you're doing. I'll show you what the difference is, right? If you're doing it, you cannot do it. There's not a single thing that you're doing that you cannot not do. That makes sense to you? Why? Because you're the one who's doing it. It's simple as that. You're the one who's finding the cigarettes, taking it out, putting it in your mouth, lighting it, and inhaling. You're doing that. Just don't do one of those or stop smoking. All right, so the answer is the only thing that's missing here is not will. The will is capable.
She grew up in many people's homes. I made one room because everybody, this is the problem with adults. When they see a child, they pounce on them like predatory animals. They want to teach something. It's such a everybody wants to do 1, 2, 3, 4 or A, B, C, D or Mary had a little lamb. I said, I don't want her to know A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, nor do I care whether Mary had a lamb or not. So nobody, one rule is you can play with her. Nobody is going to teach her anything. So she grew up happy. By the time she's 18 months, she was fluently speaking 3 languages. Because nobody taught her anything. She's listening. She is not chanting Mary had a little lamb. No rhymes, no language, no mathematics. Simply lamb. I never sent her to school, but only reason was because her age group is important. So she went to school, and when she was around 12 years of age, she came home one day, a little disturbed about what happened in the school. Then she said, "You're teaching everybody so many things. You're not teaching me anything." I said, "See, I'm not known to do things unsolicited. Now that you've come, let's see. This is all you have to do. Never look down on anybody. Never look up to anybody." And she looked at me like this. "What about you?" I said, "Not even me. If you look up to me, you completely miss who I am. If you look up to me, probably you'll make a picture and nail me to your wall. But you will miss the whole point of who I am. You must look at me as I am, not looking up. Never look up to anybody, never look down on anybody." This looks very simple, but try it and see. In your mind, you've decided what is good, what is bad, what is high, what is low. What is virtue, what is sin, what is filth, what is wealth, everything. Everything is already determined. Once you've done this, there is no way. You cannot look up at something or look down on something. What you think is bad, you will look down. What you think is good, you will look up. If you remove this and just learn to look at life for what it is, you will effortlessly navigate through your life. Effortlessly. Right now, this is the problem. You are looking up to some people, looking down on some people, and trying to be humble with them. There is no need to be humble. Treat everybody as rough as you treat yourself. That is, if you're treating yourself rough. If you are pandering to yourself, try with others, then you'll get tired, then you'll treat them rough anyway. So, this is simple. I'm telling you the same thing what I told her. Worked miraculously for her. Never look up to anybody, never look down at anybody. Just see everything the way it is. This is the fundamental of this culture. If you go to the temple, what do? You see a man, what do? Namaskaram. You see a woman, what do? You see a tree, what do? Namaskaram. You see a rock, what do? Namaskaram. A cow, snake, donkey, monkey. Everybody namaskaram. Because fundamentally, this is what it means. This is called Vairagya. Vairagya means, Vairagya does not mean giving up your life and going somewhere. There's nowhere to go unless you go with that guy out of space. They're going to send you out with a one-way ticket, I believe. Otherwise, where is there to go? Wherever you go, it's still life, isn't it? So, Vairagya means this. Literally means, Vairagya means beyond color. That means you become transparent. If you're transparent, every dimension of life can pass through, but leaves you untouched. You can handle life to the extent you wish. What you can handle, you handle. What you cannot handle, you don't. But in your life, if you do not do what you cannot do, that's not an issue. But if you do not do what you can do, you're a disaster. The moment you think something is good, something is bad, somebody is high, somebody is low, many things that you can do, you will not do in your life simply because you think it's bad, simply because you think it's low or high or whatever nonsense. So in our lives, this is what is most important. flesh, it's a limited amount of time for the human potential to flower. In this life, here if you're choosing what to do and what not to do. No, everything that you can do must happen. What you cannot do, it doesn't happen. It's okay.
Well, it's painful to understand how much of what you're doing isn't productive. So I'll give you an example. So I've done this a couple of times with classrooms full of students. Usually when I'm lecturing about career development, I say, okay, how much time do you waste? So then I get the class to vote. How many of you waste 10 hours a day? So 10% of the kids will put up their hands. And it's interesting because I don't define what constitutes waste. I just ask the question. So they're diagnosing themselves, right? I'm not saying you're wasting 10 hours a day. I'm just asking. It's like, given your own attitude, how much time are you wasting? 10 hours a day. So 10% of people put up their hands. Well, when you get to like 6 hours a day, 80% of the people put up their hands. So then we do the arithmetic. It's like, I like doing arithmetic with people. People hate arithmetic, but I like doing it. It's like, okay, 6 hours a day. It's 42 hours a week. So let's call that a work week, 40 hours a week. So that's a work week. Let's say, what's your time worth? You're a university student. Well, it's certainly worth minimum wage, obviously. But it's worth way more than that, because if you spend a productive hour when you're 20, then you gain the benefits of that hour for the rest of your life. So there's the compounding effect of time spent when you're young. So I say, well, let's assume your time's worth $50 an hour, which I think is an underestimate, but whatever. Let's call it 50. We'll call it 25. We'll call it 50. That's $2,000 a week you're wasting. It's $100,000 a year. It's like, how much better would your life be if you weren't wasting $100,000 a year? It's like, what is that over 4 years? $4 million. It's like, you're rich. You don't even know it. Quit wasting time. By your own definition. It's like people shake their heads.
Let me show you this. How do you deal with procrastination? Life as a man is exceptionally difficult. I say the most beautiful and the most terrifying thing about being a man is you're born without values. Society doesn't care about you. You don't really care about based on how useful you are. You have the chance to build yourself up, become a superhero if you're prepared to do the hard work and be indefatigable enough and never quit. But if you're going to stand around and wait for a handout, nobody's going to ever respect you. I think that a lot of people have forgotten how difficult, how competitive it is as a man. We're always in constant competition with each other. And if your duty as a man to stand up and say, I want to be as important and strong and good-hearted and God-fearing as possible, I need to work hard to achieve those goals. The dangerous thing about overly emotional men is that they're dangerous. They're genuinely dangerous. It's so crazy. All these people talk about toxic masculinity and how bad it is for men to be traditionally masculine. A traditionally masculine man does things he doesn't feel like doing because it's his duty to do them. He charges into the burning building because it is his duty. Not because he feels like it, but because it is his duty. We're now teaching the new generation of men that they don't have duty and they can just act on their feelings and act how they feel. They don't have to act as a man should. If you don't have to get men to act how they feel, that's school shooters, it's violence. Men who cannot control their emotions are dangerous. If you find a man who is stoic, he's not going to hurt people. He's going to sit and think about his actions very carefully. He's going to be a good man who protects the lives of his family. You find a man who just acts out on impulse and does whatever he feels like, you're going to find a dangerous man. Sitting here telling men to cry more and act with their feelings and it's okay to feel this way, that way, etc. and have no self-control. That is why we don't have problems we have. Absolutely wrong. So we're going to talk about we need to have a person on his head. Really, really wrong. We need to teach you stoicism. We need to teach you young men to understand that the world is very, very difficult. It's hard to be a man. You're going to feel bad sometimes. You just suck it up and perform anyway. Don't just sit there and cry your eyes out and blame other people. When bad things happen, they call traditionally masculine men. You need to fight. People decide things. Nobody is destined to be anything they don't decide themselves to be. If you're truly uncomfortable with something, you can't resist it. When I was a pawn, I did my job to the best of my ability, but let's change it. When I was a broker, I knew I was a broker. Trust me, I knew very well I was a broker. My life reflected that. I did the bank balance. But I was uncomfortable in it to a position where I couldn't sleep at it. If you cannot control, I don't care how I feel. Yeah.
Good game, man. Terrible game, but we won. 500 yards of offense for him. 444 for me. 56-42. Only 90 yards rushing, 168 on the ground for him. About balanced, about even with the passing. So many first downs. There was no defense in this game at all. There was turnovers now, but it ain't because of the defense. It wasn't forced turnovers, put it like that. 6 turnovers for him, 4 for me. You see the conversions. That shit matters a lot, but I don't know. Passing game, we threw our 3-4 picks. You know how we do it. 2 touchdowns, surprisingly, for my boy Kyler. Lit up the scoreboard on all facets. 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Here comes Mr. Break Every Tackle. For Alvin Kamara. He took off on us for a 72-yarder. I think that was right before half. On a 3rd and long. Yeah. Branson just came to a halt, man. It's just not there anymore. He's just not that guy that we thought he was gonna be. We don't break any tackles. Last game he had 2 broken tackles, and that was when I put him on conservative. Go figure. But yeah, receiving, Devo cut up. Jerry Jeudy cut up. All his catches was contested. Dog cut up. It was ridiculous. All his catches was contested, I swear. Tyler Warren cut up. I'm missing Albert O big time, man. Missing him. Look how sacks is going. I'm proud of the sacks that we got, man. Look at Mr. 4 sacks right here, man. Come on, Derek. The boy getting into the backfield, man. I love it. Mike probably should have been my starting corner. Mike really does catch. He doesn't drop picks. He probably should have been my starting corner. My rookie finally got a pick. I don't think he had a pick all season. He finally got a pick. When he did pick it, I had to run it back for a touchdown because Shit, I've been needing him to do something all season. Damn. And then the play of the game right here, KJ with the kick return to put us back in the lead early in the game. But yeah, it was a good game. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm probably about to go get me a steak to cook. I really need it. A lot of people might think I'm crazy, but I don't tank, man. I don't tank. Every one of these games I tried to win, it just doesn't work out. It just doesn't work out, Playboy cousin. But I think a lot of it has to do with our turnovers, man. Because we force turnovers. Let's go to it. I'll show you. We force turnovers, man. You go to our takeaways. We're probably top 10 in takeaways. But the giveaways is just ridiculous, man. 42 picks thrown on the season. 13 fumbles lost. 13. Next season, I think we go in another season. But next season, I promise y'all. We running on conservative. We might as well, because we don't break tackles anyway. And the juke seem to be nerfed. You can't juke people out their shoes no more. So might as well run on conservative, to be honest with you. It's the smart thing to do, in my opinion. But look at it. Because look at this. Single digits. Single digits there? No way, man. Impossible. That many people single digits. Hell no. No. This is crazy here. All these turnovers. To be positive and still 6-8, that's crazy. Look at all these teams like records who convert turnovers, who get turnovers. I guess it's our division. But we probably throwing the picks to each other. So our numbers might be inflated. I'm going to keep it real. But yeah. That's pretty much the game. That's pretty much the way love goes. Let's go look at these yearly awards right quick. I know we're not going to be up there. We got too many players suspended. But we might as well take a look. Defensive player of the year. Nobody. Offensive rookie. He's still up there. And he was suspended 4 games. Like, I could imagine. I might have to try to go to some type of playbook. I like that he up there. Come on, Denver. I like that my boy up there, man. I like that my boy is up there, man. Of course, he a dog. He just got hurt. He probably hurt for some weeks too. It was an abdominal tear. I just don't get it, man. Why the worst team have to get that bit be cutting up right there? I ain't gonna lie. The worst team have to get the injury bug. Won't you go give it to somebody that's shit? Oh, we still might be top 10 in rushing yards. We got to get him into the end zone, brother. We got to get Branson into the end zone for real. Look at Ty. Ty number's so terrible. I swear almost all the Ty picks is me. I swear. Almost all of them. He got about 3 of his 40 picks. That's not him. But all of the rest of them is definitely me, bro. Like, his first one that he threw in this game. The first one that he threw in this game that I just played. DB cut underneath. The DB is ahead of my wide receiver on a drag route. I see him there. I still hit the button and threw it. So I don't know. But for Russ, it was different. Because Russ, I was playing very conservative. Russ, I was throwing jump balls and 50-50s, but I wasn't throwing straight to the defense. Russ Russ was just throwing it directly to the other team, and I was like, man, I gotta play him. I'm paying him $50 million. You heard me? But he getting released this season. And I'm gonna have $200 million in cap and free agency. So I'm gonna say it every time. Good luck to y'all next season. Y'all be cool people.